Hello everyone, Ziggler here, Bork, Chef, you can call me whatever you'd like. So today I wanted to talk about how I've been leveling continued level my Warlock in Season of Discovery. Because the thing is, I prefer to mob grind a lot, and like a lot of people that know me knows that I prefer to mob grind or like gold farm in a sense over just traditional questing, really. And I'm gonna show you today like how I've been playing Warlock. Pretty chill. It's a very chill way to play this. The reason why I've been leveling it is because like pretty much every other like alt or whatever that I'm actually playing, I just played to get them like unrested, but this was so much fun that I did even continue. Like, it was so chill and it was so fast. So yeah, let's just go over it, because I've done macros like usual. Let's go over it, really. Let's actually first start with, because you can start doing this from level 14. You could do it a bit like earlier, maybe, with like, if you know what you're doing. But the thing is, like, on level 14 you will learn drain life, and you need drain life to be able to do this in higher levels, or like do it like this much. And it will be even easier once you get to level 30, and I'm gonna explain why. But yeah, it's let's just go over the talents, really. So I think it's a little bit loud, the music there. But the head one, you need a pandemic, because this means that your corruption and your curse of agony and Siphon Life, which is the one that we're gonna get on level 30, they have a chance to crit. So it's kind of obvious, because we don't use conflag, and we're not gonna use the vengeance either. So yeah, it's kind of obvious which one we're gonna take. And on the chest, it's Master Channel. This one is also kind of obvious, because like from level 14. But before that, I would recommend the demonic tactics. It's pretty much the only one that you can use actually. Before then, because you haven't learned Rainfire or Drain Life before level 14 anyway. So, but from 14 and onwards, you're gonna use Master Chandler, which is gonna, like, yeah, it's so much good. It's like the bread and butter to be able to do this so efficiently. So yeah, basically means that your life, drain life, is no longer channeled. It's just a ability that you use, and lasts for 15 seconds with a 15 seconds cooldown. So you can have it on like 100% uptime as long as you have the mob alive. And it costs 100% more and heals for 50% more for each time it deals damage. But it's actually more, and we're gonna go over it. So Master Chandler on the chest. On the waist, it's like up to you. The invocation is not that great. It's like, why? It's just more hassle to, maybe in the early levels you could do that, but it's just too much to keep in mind of. It's like, it's totally up to you, but I'm using the Flame and Fire just because we're casting so many dots anyway. So, and the imp doesn't deal that much damage really, or like making us get the effect from it that often. But like with the head enchant that makes us be able to crit, is gonna make this one go off, because it says your critical strikes from fire and shadow spells increased by your fire and shadow damage by 10% for 10 seconds. And the more you pull, the more uptime you're gonna have, because the more you pull and the more dots you have, the more chance of a crit you have. And at level 30 you're gonna have 3 dots per mob, so it's quite high. So yeah, Shadow and Flame on the waist. On the legs, the like Everlasting Affliction is not like it refreshes, like we don't even use Haunt to begin with, and it's just your corruption. It would be another thing if I don't know, it refreshed like corruption, like Curse of Agony or Siphon Life or like all those three, then it would be a totally different question. And you can use the Demonic Grace, but it's like if you feel you could use it, but it's only up for 6 seconds. So you could maybe you could like use it just to get this proc off more often once you have everything up, but it's like for 6 seconds, so it's more like a tank once. You don't really need it. And this has a flat out, like your fire and shadow spells have a 10% deal 10% more damage. So just by that one is 10% more just from the get-go. And it says and your pet's critical strike applies the demonic pact effect, which basically gives us more spell power just by that. And we're gonna have the imp for this, and we're gonna have it on passive, like defensive. I'm gonna move this over here so we can read whenever I do something. So it's just on defensive. So whenever you take damage, it's gonna start shooting, and it's never gonna take aggro anyway. So we're gonna take Demonic Pact on legs, and then on the feet, the Shadow Flame was nice when it was like it would be nice if it would be instant cast, but it's a cast one, so it's like garbage. And we don't use the Soulfire that early. I just learned it. It's from like level 51 or like 50 or 52, and it's a long cast time, so we're not gonna use it. And it's like, I think early levels, I think like before you have more talents and everything, because the demonic knowledge is all based off pretty much like I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna spec, because I just changed it. But it like, because you need the affliction tree pretty much all the way down here, because it increases your life drain and everything. But the demonic knowledge early on, in my opinion, is not that great, because it's not gonna give you that much early on, because you need more gear and more spell power for it to be great. And well, like just because of the demonic embrace, because it says stamina plus intellect, so we need the demonic embrace and fell intellect for it to become better. You could go this earlier on, but at level 30 you want the Siphon Life 100%. So, but early on I would take the Dance of the Wicked, because it's gonna help you, because you're gonna get more mana on the crits and everything. So it's so much more crit and everything, and it's gonna give you dodge as well, which is nice. So early on, Dance of the Wicked. Later on, switch to Demonic Knowledge. And on the waist, we're gonna use Immolation Aura, because we're gonna constantly taking damage, because pretty much everything is gonna hit us. So, and it has reduced magical resistance. Sure, it increases our fire damage. So, yeah, it's totally up to you. No more than once per second, but I mean, it's up to you really. I tried the Fell Guard, but it's like it keeps dying and everything, like over aggroing me, so it like aggroes and then it just dies. Really, it's more hassle to do. You could have the Unstable Affliction. The problem is that it's a cast, so it's totally up to you. It's another dot that you can have on one. So, well, yeah. But then it's this one as well, but we're not gonna use Incinerate, because we don't even use fire damage in this build. So, the get-go is Immolation Aura. And then after that, it's kind of obvious. You could probably go with Haunt if you want to. But personally, in order to make this more efficient and everything, we're gonna go with the Metamorphosis, because it gives us so much. You're gonna get like the Searing Pain. It's an instant cast once you learn it, and it's just better overall. It's gonna give us more mana back from the life tap and everything. It's like 2 taps and then you're full to go, so you can like continue going without stopping. And the demon charge is kind of nice in between mobs. from time to time. But yeah, in the Metamorphosis, on the gloves. On the fingers, there's reasons why you want the defensive, and it's because of the Shadow Cleave. Because if you read at the bottom, it says hitting a target with Shadow Cleave also grants you two spell damage for each point of your defensive skill beyond 270. But it's like, and it lasts for 15 seconds, and it has a 6-second cooldown, a 15 seconds uptime, so it's just gonna give you more spell power, really. And then the other one is Shadow Specialization, because we're only casting Shadow Dots. And then on the back, this is kind of obvious also. We're gonna take the Siphon, Soul Siphon, because it's gonna increase the damage and the amount you're getting healed by a lot, like a shit ton. Like the best way to do it is just to dot up one target and then place the drain life on the target and then switch, because it's just gonna keep draining, and it's a lot of incoming healing. It's insane. But yeah, that's just the thing. So let's go over how I'm speccing. So obviously we're gonna get the improved corruption and then the suppression because we don't wanna resist anything. And then the life tap is just convenient and good. And this one is also obvious because we're gonna get more drained, which is more healing. And then it's improved Curse of Agony, because that's another dot, 6% more damage. It's a lot of damage at the end tick. So, and then we're gonna get the the Nightfall, because we are gonna have corruption on every single target. We're gonna have drain life, and it has a 4% chance to cause us to get into a shadow trance, which basically, if you read at the bottom, resets the cooldown of Shadow Cleave and increases your next Shadow Cleave damage by 100%. So it's just a nice boost, and it's just nice. And then after that, it's totally up to you, really. We're obviously gonna pick the Siphon Life once we get it. And then from here on out, it's really up to you. Obviously, for me, I'm taking the Grim Reach just to get down here. And then we're gonna get the full Shadow Mastery. And after that, I'm not even gonna pick the Dark Pact, because we don't need it. And it's not that great, in my humble opinion, because we don't need it. And then we go into Demonology, because we don't need anything in the Destruction tree. And we go into Demonic Embrace in full, because it's just gonna increase the which one was it? It was the feat, right? Yeah, the demonic knowledge, because it increases the stamina on it. And then we're gonna take the Imp one, because we play with the Imp one. And then we're gonna take the Fell Intellect. Just gonna check so I didn't miss anything. You could pick like the Amplified Curse, but it's 3-minute cooldown just for one, and it's not that great, really. And then we take the Fell Intellect, and after that we're gonna take the Fell Stamina. And that's how far I've come so far. But it's just increasing the damage on it even more. So, yeah, it's just one other piece, really. Because, like, let's say this one, for example, is increasing the damage and healing by 13. And this one is 17, the Demonic Knowledge. I gotta make this. Move it around a bit. But yeah, that's how I'm playing it. Now, let's go over the macro. And it's really one macro, really. It's a sequence macro. Let's do like the usual. I do the graphics and the UI scale, make it a little bit big, well, way bigger, really. We go into macros again, and there, so it's easier for you to read. I'm gonna post it in the description below. But with this one, really, it's you could make this shorter, but like, you could make it to 5 seconds or whatever, but it doesn't matter really if, like, which one you cast first. Like Siphon Life is very, very nice, obviously, because it heals you, but it's really up to you. I don't know why it was set to 10, but yeah. And this one, for example, is just because at the spot where I've been farming right now, they drop the clams, and with this /cast big mouth clam, it just opens them whenever they're in the bag, so I don't get full and everything. So that way I've just been looting the zesty clam meat, which I'm gonna make the which one is it? It's the undermined clam chowder, because it's a part of the waylaid supply and it keeps selling. But yeah, and that's basically what I've been doing. And the way I've also done it is, let's make the UI a bit smaller again, so it's easier to see, really. And there we go. And if we go to /weak aura, the way that I've been doing it really is just set a like a cooldown thing for Death Coil, because Death Coil is healing us for quite hefty amount of health. It's a 2-minute cooldown, and it's just I can do a life tap and then a Death Coil or something. Keep in mind it's gonna get feared, so keep that in mind. But it's healing you for, it's a decent chunk of health, so it's just another way of healing, really. And also on the Shadow Cleave, because it's just AoE and it keeps the just reminds us that to use Shadow Cleave, just to have the at the bottom, as you can see, really. There. Hitting a target with it will give us more spell damage. So yeah, gonna show you really quick like how it's been looking, the way that I've been doing. And basically, as you can see here, I'm just preparing, I'm dotting. There you go, and then I'm dotting, switching to next one, and I just keep pulling. And if we're gonna make it a little bit bigger also, you can see, gonna look at the health. So you can see I'm gonna life tap here. Just life tap, and it's like 2 life taps. You can see 1, 2, and it's full. And then it just keep ticking up. And yeah, there you see, you saw it. There it is again. The Shadow Cleave thing. So yeah, that's just how I've been leveling. It's very nice, very decent pace, and in my humble opinion, I think a lot of the times it's kind of faster to just keep grinding like this if you are if you're playing a good class, really, because it's just more experience per hour rather than just like running from different places, because sometimes you can like have to travel a long time. It could take multiple minutes, and during those minutes, like I'm getting 1000 experience here per mob. I'm pretty sure I'm not rested here. Let's see here. I'll see it pretty quickly. Okay, yeah, here I'm rested, but let's fast forward here. Yeah, 500. But I mean, if I keep this up, it's quite a lot after a while. So yeah, it's just nice to be leveling like this. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you felt like this is helping you, or if you know someone that wanna level a Warlock, share this video with them, and who knows, they might like it even more. Yeah, so click on any of videos on here on the side, and if you liked it, please consider to like, subscribe, and yeah, just like the video. And if you click on any of the videos, you will see me from the past, and I'm gonna greet you there with a Bork Bork. And until next time, bye bye.